I'm Michael Hodge. I'm your co-host today with Heart of a Volunteer Veterans Podcast, Saga Ep.023. I'm really excited to be here.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike, what's going on, brother?
What's going on? What's up? Really excited to be here.
Yeah,
with
man.
You guys today.
Hey, I'm glad we got a chance to hook back up, man. It's been a long time since the old cacti, but
yeah,
it's crazy. It's
so long ago.
It seems like that, man. But you know, when you start talking to folks, it's almost like the clock gets turned back a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's true.
The only difference is, I have a hard time with, seeing someone's name and being like, man, name looks familiar. But then you see, the veteran on Facebook, and he's got like a full head of hair and a beard, and you're like, I don't know that guy until you see. And here's the big thing.
Yeah.
When I see pictures of veterans like smiling, that clues me in to like who they are. I don't know, for some reason I always see veterans, or think of them with smiles on their faces, and you know what I mean. It's not this. It's not this grueling appearance of suffering.
No, only for military photos.
Right. Yeah, so that clues me into who they are, man, and it's good. It's always good to catch up with folks, man. Always good. So what? No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, it just shows that they're appreciating life again.
Yeah, definitely.
Seeing that smile.
Definitely, dude. So what's been going on with you, man? Where are you at these days?
Oh, I'm in Clarksville, Tennessee, right outside Fort Campbell. Retired here back in 2012.
Sweet.
Yeah, I love it here. It's growing. It's a growing community. 45 minutes north of Nashville.
Yeah. Have you guys been to Nashville this summer? Been to any music festivals or anything like that?
Supposed to go see Tenacious D.
Oh yeah.
August 4th, we're going to see Tenacious D. Me and my son. The WWP's giving us tickets.
Sweet. Wounded Warrior Project.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wounded Warrior Project giving us tickets for the show, so I'm excited. The first time I've been able to do something with my oldest since I've been out. So he's 25 now, so I don't get that much opportunity to do things with him anymore.
Well, dude, that'd be a good time, man. That'd be a good bonding experience.
Yeah, I love it.
So what?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what else can you do there in your area in the summertime?
Oh, in the summertime, I like to do Tough Mudders.
Right.
And man, I used to be leery of civilians, until I did me a Tough Mudder. Mm-hmm. And then it's all about everybody helping everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, what your beliefs, anything, everybody's there together to help you through it. It reminds me of military, to help you accomplish a mission,
Well, you know what, man? When I did the Tough Mudder there in Colorado, I can't remember what resort it was at, man, but it was like the whole course went up the side of the mountain. And here's the thing, it's funny that you say it feels like the military, because it's a collective suffering that kind of makes everybody, like, when you look to the left and the right, and those people look and feel just like you feel like brothers and sisters, and you're like, okay, this is good. We're all eating the same sandwich. So,
yeah, I had 2 total knee replacement surgeries, and my buddy's like, hey, why don't you come watch me and my wife do this Tough Mudder. And I was like, all right, you know. And then she's like, I'm not doing it. And then he's like, man, she won't do it with me, will you? And I was like, well, yeah, I guess. Didn't train for it, nothing. I did the 15 mile, the full Tough Mudder.
Man.
Yeah, about 9 months after surgery, total knee replacement surgery.
How'd you feel after that, man?
Oh, I felt amazing. I did. It was crazy because they gave me Ferraris for knees, I guess. And I've done 2 Tough Mudders. I've been ice skating on them. 9 months after, or 9 weeks after surgery, I did a 50-foot climbing wall with the Wounded Warrior Project. And then I did, I squatted 375 pounds 9 months after surgery.
Dude, I got to get me some of those knees too, man.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Holy
I
cow.
can live life again. Yeah, and then to train for, I just started power. Doctors said, "Oh, you can't lift weights," but I started powerlifting and doing yoga during the week and powerlifting on the weekends to get in shape for my surgeries.
Dude, we may have to have you come on. We may have to have you come on, man, and talk about yoga and what it's done for you as far as helping with recovering from surgeries.
Definitely. It's helped so much. It's been a life changer from walking around in knee braces, 2 full knee braces, and then doing yoga with the knee braces on to now just doing it and just the mindfulness and everything. Just, it's so calming.
Right. Mike, Mike talking about, the calming stuff, we talked about the PTSD series that we're going to be kicking off here on the show. It's going to start here in the next couple of weeks. We've got Doc Ted Snyder there in Colorado Springs. He's going to be coming on, and we're going to be talking about the step-by-step process of each treatment along the path, of PTSD, depending on the severity.
That's amazing.
And trying to help veterans to understand the process and the importance of following the process. I think, you need to follow through. It's there for a reason.
I agree.
We talked about the ego, man. As soon as the ego takes over and says, hey, you've had enough, you're good. And then you back out of there, you're not good. If you're telling yourself you're good, you're tricking yourself. That's the way the mind works.
Right.
We talked about, engaging the superego. But I think the big thing is you've already got, you're actually doing a part of the process with Wounded Warrior Project, right?
Yep. I'm a peer mentor with them. I've been a peer mentor with them for 7 years. I quit drinking. I was an alcoholic. I had survivor's guilt, PTSD, TBI, bilateral ankle reconstructions, bilateral knee replacements, neck fusion, and Wounded Warrior Project helped me live life again. They showed me where the doctors said, you can't do this, you can't do that. They showed me I can do anything I put my mind to. It's just me that says yes or no. It's not the doctors. The doctors just limit you and limit your healing. When you can just get out there and take the bull by its horns and just do your limits,
Yeah.
You're only fooling yourself. If you're like, oh, I can't do that, well, then you're limiting yourself, and no, you won't be able to do it. But don't limit yourself, and you'll be able to live life. I've been a peer mentor now for 7 years, and it's been an amazing experience helping other veterans live life again and show them there's life after combat in the military, and showing that there are people here for you. You just gotta reach out, and any of your brothers and sisters, when you have an issue, will talk to you and And they all have your 6. It's just, you just need to reach out and look for it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Hey, how does another veteran, man, how do they get involved with being a peer mentor?
Signing up for a Project Odyssey, and then changing your life's habits and quit feeling sorry for yourself and just wanting to help others. And then they have local things that you can put on, like they have paintings or group activities. They're always doing something different. It's usually a monthly meeting where you can get with brothers and sisters, that speak the same language, and help in the healing process, and find yourself a battle buddy, one that you've been missing since you've been out.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Hey, I would encourage anybody that wants to get involved, helping veterans, or if they want to get some help for themselves, link up with the Wounded Warrior Project, their peer mentor program. Find a veteran in your local area that needs some love, and go in there and just be there for them, chat with them, and help them through a tough time.
And listen, I just don't do all the carrying. Somebody calls me now and then and carries me when I need it. So It's all about helping each other and giving back.
Yeah, absolutely,
to your loved ones.
Absolutely, it's a tribe, man.
Really, it helps in the healing. Yep. It really does. Helping one another really helps in the healing.
Hey, Mike, we were talking about earlier, in the podcast we've been pushing the last couple of days, actually like last week, a lot of these veteran musicians. And, I put a video up on the Facebook page, Buffalo Commons. They're going to be playing at the Yarmany Grass Fest there in Rancho del Rio, Colorado.
That's so awesome.
Now, this festival is pretty sweet. I looked it up. BuffaloCommonsBand.com is where you can find Buffalo Commons and Tyree Woods. But they're going to be playing at this festival. And this thing, there's a river, the Rancho del Rio River, and they got a campsite on one side of the river where you can watch the concert, and all the concert is on the other side of the river. So you're either on like the bank watching it, or you're like in an inner tube floating on the river listening to the concert.
Amazing.
The pictures, it looks like an amazing place. I'm actually gonna try, now that I've seen that, because I've got like this adventurer spirit in me, to try to get out there, because I would love to see all this. But yeah, it's gonna be an amazing show. I mean, I'm super stoked about it. So yeah.
You driving or flying?
No, I'll just drive, man. I'll drive the Jeep out there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Man, it looks like a good time though.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Hey, so Buffalo Commons, they, according to the schedule, they play on Friday, which would be the 9th of August. So, hey, folks, if you're in the Rancho del Rio, Colorado area, you've got that weekend, you want to do something with the family, that'd be a good place to go. And if you go to the Yarmany Grass Facebook page, they've got people that bought tickets that can't go, that are selling their tickets. So maybe you'll find yourself a deal there. You can also go on yarmanymusic.com. And then once again, go check out BuffaloCommonsBand.com and check out that band. We're going to try to get Tyree on here, serve with him, and they're in Colorado Springs, there, Fort Carson. And he is an amazing veteran, very, very humble, and loves music, and very, very amazing at it. So it's going to be a good time.
Oh, music and nature's healing too, and you get the best of both worlds right there.
Dude, absolutely, Mike.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Well, and it's Colorado. It's Colorado too.
Yeah,
so it's like a triple.
So relaxing.
That's a triple vibe right there. Awesome vibe.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
sounds like an amazing experience. So
yeah, it's going to be. I think that's going to be a good time. It's been going on since I want to say 2006. So it's got they've got the bugs worked out. So it should be an amazing time with no hiccups. It's not like something they just threw together at the spur of the moment. It's actually put together quite well. So.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the other musician that we got coming on, veteran, is going to be Nick Sterling. That's Nick Sterling and the Nomads. Put their video up there for Blood in the Water. They've got some new songs coming out in August, and I've been working with Nick trying to get him come on the show. We're working with both of our schedules, so it'll happen when it happens. But that's going to be an amazing episode. Also, Nick's going to come on and talk about his experience. And then we're going to have him come back on again and try to get the whole band on and do an interview that way. So it's going to be a really good time. We're leaning forward and just trying to bring in some great veterans that are doing amazing things out there. The other veteran we've got is Jake Davis. Jake Davis, you might have seen him on Facebook. He plays quite a bit of music, does videos for it. He's going to be working on some intro music for us. So listen to that. Once again, folks, if you're a veteran, we want what you do. If you can do something for the show, if you need to get paid for it because you need the cheddar, we'll figure it out. If you don't, then by all means, come on and let other veterans know what you're doing and keep them entertained.
Sounds awesome. Man, what a great opportunity.
It is, man. Mike, this is a lot of fun, man. You're giving, to me, it's giving some of the greatest people that I know a chance to take center stage, to come on and talk about whatever they want.
And you know how proud he's gonna be listening to his music on your show.
Yeah.
You know how it's gonna make him feel. His accomplishment. You don't get accomplishments like that. You don't since the military. It's nice to give back and see appreciation given.
Well, dude, I would love to see any veteran that comes on here and contributes for their stock to just rise, for them to be able to get to the next level off of it.
I agree. It will just help in the healing so much.
Yeah. Well, hey, Mike, this is you're co-hosting, man, but this is your Saga episode, and
okay.
The listeners they come on here to hear me introduce stuff, but they don't want to hear me talk very long. So,
okay.
But hey, man,
sounds good. Really.
Hey, introduce yourself to all the listeners out there, and and hey, the show's yours, man.
Okay. My name is Michael Hodge. I was born in January 1970 in Toledo, Ohio. And I came from a military family. Both my grandfathers fought in World War II. My American grandpa fought for the 5th Infantry Division, and my Japanese grandpa fought in China. He was a Cav Scout.
Sweet, dude.
And the reason I joined the military is I had a 14-year break in service. My wife broke her back, and she was in the Navy. And then broke her back. She had to have 2 rods and 12 screws put in her back. And I was a stay-at-home dad, a Navy wife, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Hey, well, I broke my back. You got to find something to do." I was like, "Okay, I'll go Marine Corps. We can co-locate then." And then Marine Corps' like, "We won't take you." And then I said, "Well, we can go to Detroit," to my wife. And she goes, "I ain't moving to no Detroit." So I was like, they said the Army would take me. And then I said, "Man, I was in the Army 14 years ago. Do I have to go through basic and all that shit again, And then it was like, yep, definitely. So, and I chose infantry because I figured at 33, if I gave it all I got, that my body will just finally break down, and then I won't be able to give no more, but I'm serving my country and doing what I love, so it was worth every minute of it. I'd do it again.
Hey, Mike, when was this? What year?
In 1989, I was stationed in Fort Lewis, Washington, and I got med boarded out due to I wasn't healed up all the way. I had plastic surgery when I was 14 because I broke my eye socket, and then my muscle was entrapped in my eye, and so I had double vision at some points of focus. So it took me 14 years to heal before I was able to join again.
Holy cow, man.
Yeah.
You and your wife both know surgeries like it's going out of style.
Yeah, I've had neck fusion, bilateral knees, bilateral ankles, and then the PTSD and TBI just did me in. But I'm good now. I feel like I'm 20-some still, even though I'm 49.
Heck yeah. I feel young too, man.
Yeah,
I feel young sometimes.
You know,
I feel young sometimes.
And it's a military. I think it's from the military. You know, it keeps you in shape and it keeps you. It holds you to a higher standard, especially being infantry or a job like a combat MOS. You know, you have to stay in shape to survive.
Well, hey, Mike, let me ask you as a fellow older veteran, which means when we were surrounded by young men and women that were constantly raising the bar, raising the bar, dude.
Definitely.
Do you think that not just the physical aspect of it, but the mental aspect? You're talking about being around, young men and women that got energy for days, and you have to mentally adapt to their environment. There's more of them than you, and if you fail, they're going to eat you. So you have to adapt.
Prove yourself, and you had to prove yourself to them, and show that you could do. You might be the old one, but they're still chasing you, trying to run you down, or trying to beat you in the push-up competition or the sit-ups, or I always trained extra hard for PT because I was older. I wanted to score a 3. The first time I went through, I did 108 push-ups, 122 sit-ups, and a 1050 run. Second time at 33, I was scoring a 293.
Right.
So but the speed, I couldn't keep up. Long distance. But short distance, I was good.
Hey, so you said you had to go back through basic again. How was that compared to the first time? What were the differences in that span that you could that you could talk about?
The drill sergeants would make an example out of you, so you didn't want to be that one person. And they were all Vietnam vets. All my drill sergeants were all Vietnam vets, and all of them but one were ex-Marines.
The first time you went through?
Yeah, the first time I went through. And so it was more old school, and I didn't know how to put the mitts together, the Mitch helmet. I was like, man, we had steel pots. You know what I'm saying? We had the metal pots the first time I came through. So
dude, that's funny.
What the hell? Yeah. I'm like, man, and I got to put this stuff together now, help these guys. Come on.
That's great. Hey, so what year did you go back through the second time?
2003.
2003. How did 9/11? How did that affect you? As far as were you still healing up at that point?
That's what. That's when I went and seen a Navy doctor and tried to see if I could enlist.
Yeah.
After 9/11 happened. And then he cleared me, and then so the first place I went was the Marines, because I was like, man, first one's in,
Yeah.
And then they said I was too old, and I was crushed. I was devastated, They said, oh, the oldest you can be is 28, and I was like, man, so I had to spend a year or some away from my wife and kids. Over a year.
Yeah.
because she was transitioning out of the Navy, you know, and she had to do her back surgery and all her healing by herself. They assigned a medic to the house to help take care of the kids because I was off in Hawaii, actually. I was just done with basic when she had her surgery.
Yeah.
And I had no clue about compassionate reassignment. You know,
right? Yeah.
And then by that time, you know, I've had like a grandmother and uncle that both passed away. But by that time, we're training for Afghanistan. You know, so it's like, hey, do you want to go home? It's like, man, I ain't going home for this. You know, I said my guys need me more than, you know, my family does. They ain't here no more, you know, but my guys, you know, I'm going to make sure that they're always here, you know?
Yeah. Hey,
so priorities.
So you got to Hawaii, you're over in the Cacti 235.
Yep.
What company did you go to first?
Charlie Company, Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades. Yeah. What do you remember most about Charlie Company, man?
Hodge, get that Ace of Spades out of your helmet. We're not here to make enemies.
You were running a Vietnam style, man.
Because getting yelled at for wearing my Ace of Spades on mission.
Hey, who was your first sergeant over there, man?
At first it was First Sergeant Shaw, and then we got Grusella. Yeah. First Sergeant Grusella. I loved him.
Yeah, I like Grusella, man. He was a good dude, man.
Oh yeah. He after you guys were on the mission with us, but the first mission we did in Afghanistan, we walked 17 clicks through the mountains, and then but after we did the first straight, I jumped the creek bed, tore my tendon in half, broke my ankle, and First Sergeant said, Hodge, you better suck it up. We ain't calling no life flight for you. And I'm like, man, I'm 33 years old, you know? I'm like, shit. I said, holy, and I got to carry all this weight too. I'm like, Roger, First Sergeant, you know? But in my head, I was like, man, please let me step on a landmine. Please let me step on a landmine. The whole time I was in so much pain. And then it was funny because when I got back to well, they sent me to Germany, and Germany couldn't do nothing with me. They said I had to go back to Hawaii because my recovery would be too long. Yeah. And they were like, holy cow, your tendon's torn in half. You broke both your ankles, and it was all from one mission, you know, and walking 18 clicks with a torn tendon. And then we had to go on 5 more missions, and they said I didn't have to walk, but they lied. You know what I said? Hey, are you mission capable? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, but there were so many guys, you know, broke down because of the heat.
Yeah,
it was brutal.
Well, you know, the thing is, man, it's, you know, as you know, we came in, you know, on that deployment physically fit.
Yeah.
Very physically
definitely.
fit.
Oh, yes, we did.
And that was our saving grace because we came from sea level going to a landlocked country that, you know, is basically the foothills of the, you know, of the Hindu Kush. So, I mean, we had a very steep curve, but after those, like that first 2 sets of missions, man, we were physically ready.
Yeah.
It didn't take much, but man, I honestly think that the amount of injuries we had at the very beginning was, you know, was just about acclimation. I mean, I think you were gonna have those numbers anyway. Those people were going to be hurt anyway, just off of acclimation alone. Oh, yeah, I mean, look at the amount of people that got hurt just during the Just during
NTC.
Just during the train up.
NTC, yeah, NTC. All the team leaders went down from my platoon. You know what I'm saying? Because of heat casualties. And then we're running around in mop suits with dip in our mouth, and then there goes my team leader doing the cake and chicken. I was dying. Oh, I got rid of that dip quick. I learned you couldn't dip and have your survival gear on at the same time. Gas mask.
Yeah, it doesn't work well, man.
No,
it doesn't work well. I gotta be honest with you. I still dip. I try not to dip as much as I used to, but
yeah.
There was a time during that deployment. I was with Miller and Perkins and a couple other folks. I can't remember their names right offhand, but
right.
Man, we got ambushed, and the thing is, I had like the fattest, juiciest dip I think I'd ever had in right when it happened. And by the time I got to the far side of the orchard, that dip was all over my mouth. It was probably in my eyes. It was crazy, man. Mouth was dry. I couldn't talk. It was.
Oh yeah. You need water right away.
Yeah, definitely.
I have to wash that shit out. Oh, it's so funny.
Hey, so Mike, let's talk about your deployment, man. What
okay.
What did you think when you got there? What was your what's your takeaway from when you got there? What was the impression that it made on you?
Yeah, on my way to Afghanistan, my neighbor was blown up in a convoy in Iraq. And I was on my way to Afghanistan, so I was like, holy cow, I got that news going over there.
Hey, Mike, watch your mic, man. Make sure you keep it close.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I was on my way over there, my neighbor got blown up in an ID in Iraq. So I didn't know what to expect. And then Pat Tillman died the day I got there. And then I was like, man, this is going to be crazy. But the brotherhood it brought out was, oh my gosh, I'd live and die for any of them guys today. Still, you know what I'm saying? I mean, just the brotherly love. I've never seen men love each other as much as our unit did over there, and cared for one another and looked out for each other. Unlike a lot of I'm closer to the guys I served with than I am my own family.
Yeah.
When I need someone to talk to, they're still there. My son, he's in Germany right now, stationed, my youngest, and he's training NATO soldiers. And two of my team leader and battle buddy both came to his graduation to Fort Benning.
Dude, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. And, and he always called him Uncle Mac, Uncle Brian, and he always called all the guys I served with uncle. So,
yeah.
So it was nice, because I didn't have brothers and sisters growing up.
Oh, you were the only child, huh?
Yeah, I was the only child. So the first experience to brotherhood was, the military, and it was the best. And then I always got stuck with the Puerto Ricans because I look like them. It was so funny. They're like, hey, come out with us. And I'm like, all right. And then they're all speaking Spanish. And then they're like, you don't speak Spanish? I'm like, no, man, I'm half Japanese.
You bust out some Mandarin?
Yeah, so I'm like, man, I'm half Japanese, dude. I don't speak Spanish. They're like, oh, shit. But everything the Puerto Ricans did, I was with them. Oh, it's so funny.
You got to belong somewhere, man.
Yeah.
You might as well go where you're wanted and where you're happy. Yeah.
And the locals, they love me too because I look just like them. My son, his first time in Hawaii, because he came from Toledo, Ohio to Hawaii to visit me, he's like, Dad, this is the first place I've been where everybody looks like me. And I was like, yeah, so Hawaii was an experience and a brotherhood. It was amazing.
Yeah, I fit in pretty good over there, man. I had a good time. My only regret is, one, we were always training. I was either on the mainland going to a school, or we were in Japan, or we were, in TC, or we were deployed. And I think my only regret is that I didn't embrace the island, on a deeper level.
Me
when
too.
I could have,
so much more opportunity. And I wish I would have traveled the island hopped while I was over there.
I did a little bit of that, but I think once again, man, I think it's I have in the past, and I won't lie, I have gauged my vacations off of what is there to drink? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What can I do? And the thing is, there was a lot of times where, hey, let's go to the Big Island. Let's go to these, let's go to the bar and let's hang out. And it was almost kind of a waste of time because I was in this perpetual vacation instead of hey, I've got Hawaiian families that have welcomed me into their ohana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
that definitely.
That means I'm no longer a vacationer. You know what I mean? I'm a part of this, and I need to understand it. And I didn't do that.
Yeah.
That's my one regret for Hawaii. Yeah. Is that I didn't do that. Yeah.
Oh, I got the same regret. I spent most of it drunk. Yeah. I was like, man, I spent most of my time at Kimu's instead of
Kimu Farms.
Kimu Farms, man.
Hey, I'm not
per check.
Hey, as much as the craziness that went on, Kimu Farms was an amazing place. It was a great place for.
Oh, it was.
I think especially after deployments. Because you because you know what you had. You remember it, Mike. You had all these. You had the soldiers that got hurt.
Yeah.
That they typically, some couldn't travel that far. Some were living on post.
Yeah.
And it was an easy place for everybody to meet up, and you didn't have to go downtown and deal with the crowds because that was going to be a military. It was a military establishment, and so it really made a place for. For soldiers to get together, and even some officers to come over and kind of join in on the team.
Yeah, like the 3rd Brigade's colonel. He bought us. He was buying us rounds before we deployed.
Colonel Peterson. Colonel Peterson.
Colonel Peterson is buying us rounds at Kimu's downstairs on a Sunday afternoon. We ran into him.
Yeah, him and his
before we deployed.
Him and his wife, man, they love soldiers. They love some soldiers, man. Take good care of them. It's good stuff, man. Right along with our battalion, man. You talked about
McBride, Colonel McBride. He called everybody brother.
Yeah. That's where I got it from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Me too. Me too. It got ingrained in me.
And I can't lose that. You know what I mean? It just stays.
No.
Yeah. No, but like you said, man, it's the environment. The environment was amazing. And, I challenge everybody, including yourself and me, Mike, to create that out here. To reestablish that brotherhood, that sisterhood, out here in the veteran community. So we can have those, build a good unit. The veteran community is a good, strong unit that works together. Right?
Oh, definitely. We all speak the same language, no matter what branch of service. You know, we all speak the same language, no matter what branch we're in, or no matter what MOS we had. We all still speak the same language.
Absolutely, man.
And we still need, no matter what our jobs were, you know, no matter anything, we need each other. This is the only way that we'll beat this 22 a day, is having each other's backs and having each other's six and looking out for the signs. Try to look for the signs of these people that just aren't having a good day, or, you know, all it is a quick check-in. Hey, how you doing? You know, you doing okay today? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and they'll tell you if they're down on their luck, you're gonna know. You know, they're not gonna hide it from you. You know, so don't be scared to ask.
Well, you know that.
You know,
I kind of did the same thing, Mike. You know, when I got out, was I kind of buried myself. I was drinking quite a bit.
Yeah.
But the big thing is, I spent a lot of time by myself. And that with alcohol is never a good thing. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
What kind of transition issues, did you have when you got out?
Survivor's guilt. That was my biggest one, losing so many friends, from losing Fraze in Afghanistan. And then I went to his daughter's first birthday party. And her dad wasn't able to be there because he was already passed away.
Yeah.
So, and then Nisi, his wife, she moved to New Orleans, right? And then the hurricane hit, and she lost everything, even all Fraze's stuff and everything. And she evacuated New Orleans and came back to Hawaii for the hurricane, but none of the stuff survived it. She lost everything.
I didn't know that,
to do with her husband. Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah. And his little daughter was so cute. She had this little white ice cream cake, and then she'd get her face in it, and she'd be just covered in frosting. Oh, it was so fun. And then his wife was amazing, amazing woman, and she sure did love him. And it's good to see, that they're still not forgotten. Even though they're not here, they're not forgotten. And then Iraq, when I lost, Captain Dobagai, Staff Sergeant Patton, Sergeant McLeod, Corporal Buford, Corporal Brodnick, Corporal Harmon, Corporal Hubbard, Specialist Hook, Specialist Pollard, and Specialist Seidemann. Man, when I lost them in the Black Hawk crash, that really devastated me, because we all lived in the same building. We're, more or less roommates, and we saw each other on a daily basis. And I was home on emergency leave when this happened. And Garrett was like a brother to me, McLeod. And before I came home on emergency leave, because my wife was in the hospital, I went and said my goodbyes. And then Garrett's like, "I love you, brother." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, No homo, brother." He goes, you've always been like a brother to me. You've been taking me to drink even though I was underage. And and then these guys, after I have had them in Kimus for like 2 years, they're trying to get free drinks on their 21st birthday. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, right. Man, you idiots! I've been bringing you guys in here since you're 18, 19 years old, because I was older. So, and I looked young, so they didn't think. Them guys looked older than I was, even though I was 33, and they're only like 18, 19.
Right.
And we're having the time of our lives. But yeah, he told me he loved me, and he told me I always loved my family like they were his own, and And that was my promise to him, that I would take care of him, take care of my family. And that took me, that was the hardest thing to do, was to remember not to feel sorry for myself because I lost all my brothers. I need to live my life the way they would want me to live it. And instead of feeling sorry for myself, just live life, get out in nature, do adventurous stuff. That's what they want me to see me do. Enjoy a concert, live the life that they can't live, is what I learned.
Well, we were talking, Mike, is that, McLeod would have been there. He would have been at your son's graduation. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
He would have been right there next to you, man, just cheering. Probably he would have had goosebumps. And and just the knowledge that fact would have existed. Yeah. That right there is enough to drive you, and your son your son also. That existed. That would have happened. But
definitely.
But it didn't. But now you have a life to kind of live for, something that you can emulate.
Yeah.
And
something to make him proud.
Yeah.
And to show him that, hey, I'm doing it. I'm living life. Just because I got PTSD doesn't mean PTSD has me.
Absolutely, dude.
That's how I feel about it. You might have injuries or TBI or PTSD. Quit feeling sorry for yourself and live the life you're able to live. These guys weren't able to live their life, like I didn't have to go to Iraq. I volunteered, to go because Lutens was killed.
Yeah.
And we signed up to do one job, and I was sealed up from my ankles. So as soon as I got cleared, I was on a plane to Iraq.
That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah. We're there for each other. Yeah. And it shouldn't stop when we get out of the military. It shouldn't be it. Still be there for somebody. They don't have to be a warrior. Just be a mentor. Be somebody for a kid or for an old person that doesn't have a family, or
Right.
There's so many people that you can reach out to and just be a mentor and help somebody, because that's the biggest help in my healing, is helping others.
Now you went through the Wounded Warrior project.
Yeah, Project Odyssey.
And you had a peer mentor just like you are now.
Yep, I sure did. And then I still keep in contact with them. The head guy, he no longer works for WWP, has his own practice, but me and him still stay in contact. He's wrote 2 books since he's been out. All the guys from my Odyssey, we all made such dramatic changes, is that we all got picked to be peer mentors. Once we showed them that we were serious and we wanted to make a change in our lives.
Now what are these odysseys, Mike? Can you kind of lay that down?
Yeah, you get a group of warriors you'll get a group of male or female warriors, and then what they do is they'll fly out for free and feed you and then give you stuff, and they give you adventure therapy. I mean, they do some counseling work and stuff, but most of it's adventure therapy. Like, I've rappelled off a 350 foot mountain cliffside. I've jumped off a 250 foot cliff onto a trapeze.
What? That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Are you talking? You're talking like stuntman stuff, right?
Yeah, and then
dude, that would be fun.
From skiing to, them jets that hook onto a wave runner, and then you're wearing them on your feet.
Oh, what is that, like the hydro something?
The hydro jet. Yeah, I did that with the WWP. I've done skiing. I've done snowboarding. I've surfing. I love the beach, and fishing. I've been deep water fishing, and it's just a bunch of adventure-based activities and it shows you that you're only limiting yourself, and they don't make you do everything.
Right.
You can say, hey man, I want to opt out on this one, but then be there for support.
Yeah.
For the other people, get them water if it's hot. Just be there, whitewater rafting, kayaking I've done, it's been an amazing experience, and it's helped so much in my healing, especially helping other warriors and then finding them other resources and stuff that they might need, and be able to get them that help is really beneficial to me.
So, Mike, you would say that, going through the program is good, but kind of the follow-up to all that is staying engaged and actually giving back is like the other part that builds.
Definitely giving back.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to do, and I used to be an ass, and I've learned that ain't the way to be. If you're a nice guy, people are going to like you. If you're an ass, they're going to think you're an ass, and you're going to be like, why don't I have friends? Because no one wants to be around you. If the hardest part is don't feel sorry for yourself. Accept it and look at the positives out of the negative experience. I would like to say to most people, take the positives out of it. Not everything's negative. I might have had a shitty childhood, but I don't blame it on anything. I look at it made me a better father, it made me a better friend, and it made me a better person.
Yeah.
You got to look at the negatives, and then like when I was a drunk making a fool out of myself. Well, thank God I was like that, because now I know how not to be now.
Right.
Because I learned from it.
No, Mike, I like the perspective that you've you've gained from everything, man. And I'm definitely glad that you got involved with Wounded Warrior Project. And then now that you're back in veterans' lives, giving back. You've been doing that for 7 years now? Is that what you were saying?
Yep. Yeah. 7 years I've been doing it.
Yeah,
and then
my hat's off to you, brother.
I did like 1 year. I did 18 Odysseys, some back to back. You know what I'm saying? In a 12-month time frame, and they send me all over the country. I just don't do one local area, They send me all over, so it's really nice.
Well, hey, if there's veterans out there that want to get some traveling in to meet other veterans and help veterans from across the country, this might be the program for you to get involved in.
Yeah, definitely. And then if any veterans need help with anything, like I belong to the Semper Fi Fund, and I was never Marine Corps. And semperfifund.org, what they do is they got me a furnace when I needed a furnace. My refrigerator went out. They got me a new refrigerator. I like doing sports, and right now I'm doing sled hockey. So they bought me my sled and all my hockey equipment so I can play, since I can't really skate. I can skate, but not like I used to. So it's nice to get in a sled and play smash up derby. with the guys, with these paraplegics that will show you up, and these amputees. Man, they humiliate us with legs. Let me tell you, holy cow! And then they show you the amputees on my team. Well, the one just made Joey. He just made Woodkey. He just made the U.S. national team for the sled hockey, so he's going to be playing in the Paralympics.
Dude, that's sweet, man. How long has he been doing that?
He's been doing it for like 3 or 4 years now. But he's an amputee, for I think from the knee down and just above the knee and both legs. And yeah, I've been out skiing with these guys, and they're on a mono ski, watching them guys go down a hill.
Yeah.
Holy cow! You're like, oh my god, they got some Gohanas, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, watching them fly.
Well, the thing is, Mike, it's like, those kind of activities, veterans are almost, especially if the veteran, was disabled during, combat service. It's almost like you have to live on that edge of excitement. So you have to have those things where you're constantly challenging yourself.
I agree. And now they're doing axe throwing.
Yeah.
I've
been seeing a lot of that.
Axe throwing league, they've been doing that. And then they've been doing wheelchair tennis, wheelchair softball. I'm like, holy cow, these guys don't stop. Why should I?
Hey, man, keep your mic up by your mouth.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm like, man, why can't I be like them guys? They're living life. They should be the ones feeling sorry for themselves, but they're the ones with a sense of humor.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's amazing. And it gives you a whole new outlook on life. Like, instead of poor pity me, it's like, thank God it wasn't me.
Yeah.
That could have been me. Who knows? But I just wish I had half the heart or half the drive that they do.
Yeah,
it's a real eye opener.
Well, we've got. There's a lot of veterans out there, man. Lost limbs.
Yeah.
Some severe brain damage, things like that, man.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they are out there, in most cases, doing more than what able-bodied veterans are doing. Now that's
definitely.
That's not a dig. That's not a dig on everybody else. That's just the way it is, man. They were cut from a different cloth like the rest of us.
Oh yeah.
And then they were cut again from a different cloth.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. But yeah, man, just dynamic individuals, man. Just dynamic.
Yeah.
And love to get some of them on the show. It's going to take a little while because you just can't. Yeah. You don't just walk. You just don't walk out of the trees, man, and just start spilling it. So.
Right.
But we'll always be here. We'll always be here.
Yeah, definitely. And then I'll even hit up some of my buddies that that I know that have overcome it, and maybe they'll be open to talk and share their story with you.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Mike. It's like a veteran doesn't have to come on and tell their story. Like, here's the thing, man.
Yeah.
You may have come on and you're telling yours, but really what you're doing is you're like, hey, let me give you an example of something, and then let me show you how to fix it.
Right.
And that right there, man, is like that's a bonus for anybody that's listening. It's like, because you can easily adapt it to almost anything that you're struggling with.
Oh yeah, and one thing I want to tell the veterans out there, I go to a civilian psychiatrist now, and they got this thing called genesight.com. And what they do is they swab your cheeks And then civilian doctors would do it. And what they'll do when they swab the cheeks, you'll get a readout on all the medications that work for you. No more experimenting, no more guinea pigging it, and now I'm on like 4 different meds, and that's it. And
what were you on before?
I was on like 15 or 20.
Man.
Now I'm down to 4.
And how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling amazing. I feel normal. I can still get pissed. I'm not feeling numb. That if I can get mad and I'm on like an antidepressant, I consider that good.
Right.
Because I'm not a zombie and I'm feeling emotion.
Right.
So I feel more normal now. I feel totally normal now. Unlike before, where I thought, well, I need a drink to feel normal, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I just take these 4 pills and I'm good. Yeah, and it's amazing the difference that it's done for me. But it's genesight.com. It's civilian doctors I know do it. VA, they don't do it, but I use my TRICARE and Medicare, and it covers everything. It didn't cost nothing out of pocket.
That's pretty good. That's good stuff, man. Yeah. Hey, I'll definitely look that up, and I'll link that into the description on the show, along with
definitely
the WWP, the Peer Mentor Program. I'll link that in there too, so people can check it out. The info.
That'll be awesome.
So Mike, other than the Peer Mentor Program, what do you do on your free time, out there in
I go listen to music, or my son's a photographer, so I've been helping him with his photography business, and then he just shot comedian DJ Pryor the other day. And while because he's a local comedian, his dad was in the Army also.
Okay.
He's a comedian that was talking to his son, and his son's a little baby, and he's talking to him like an adult about Empire, the show Empire. And the video went viral.
Right.
And so I told my son, I was like, hey, you better hit him up, and ask him if he needs some photography work done. And then now they're collaborating together, and my son might be going on tour with them. So I'm pretty excited for that.
So you're talking about the video where the dad's sitting on the couch and the baby starts going, and he's like, that, okay. That's very cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
He's a comedian?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he asked my son if he's willing to travel, and my son said, yeah. And he's like, cool. So he might be going on tour with them because he wants to have his own team.
Yeah.
So it's nice. And then I got to FaceTime with DJ Pryor too. So it was pretty cool. His FaceTime my son, and my son's like, hey, I want you to meet my dad. And he's a real respectable guy,
Yeah, good deal,
upbringing, man. Very good upbringing. You can tell.
Hey,
and it's nice knowing that, it's another military kid. A military, someone from the military son actually made it,
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, man, I think that your son and him are that might be the reason they kick it off so well. They understand each other. They kind of come from the same place,
Oh yeah, I agree.
If you ever talk to him, ask him if his father would be interested to come on, or his mother, whoever was in the military.
Okay.
That'd be cool to get their perspective of
definitely.
Of how that goes. Yeah, have them reach out, man. If they want to do something like that, that'd be good. Good to do do an episode.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that would be great.
So, Mike, what are the lessons learned, man, from your from the roads that you've traveled to the point you are right now? So, for the thousands of veterans that are getting off the military train every day, that wander on to the podcast, what lessons learned can you give them to keep them from going down the same dusty path?
Take the hat off. Take the beret off, or the soft hat. You know what I'm saying? Take it off. Leave it in the car. You know, you're a different person now. Yeah. You know, you're no longer in the military, you know. You know, be somebody outside the military. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're somebody in the military doesn't mean you can't be somebody outside the military. You know, and don't feel sorry for yourself. Appreciate the experiences or the people you got to meet, you know, and keep their lives living on, you know, and carry on their legacy, even though they can't. Yep. You know, like Garrett McLeod, you know, his surfboard still goes out just about every day. Jeff Saliga takes it out surfing. Yep. You know, so that's his time with Garrett. You know, even though he's not here, he's still surfing. Yeah. You know, and that's the biggest thing is, you know, and quit limiting yourself. You're only hurting yourself. You can't advance in your healing if you're too busy feeling sorry for yourself and not putting out an effort. You know, everybody can heal. It just takes time, and be patient with it.
Hey, Mike.
You know, don't rush things. Baby steps.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, how important do you think it is to identify with, you know, with friends and, you know, that we've lost, identify with them in this time right now? So almost thinking of like sometimes I'll be thinking, you know, of Rich, you know, I'll be thinking of Dory, right, and I'll be like, you know, it's kind of one of those things where, you know, I know a lot of people say it's like, you know, what would so-and-so do in this situation? Yeah. But a lot of it, you know, for me comes down to, I know that if Doria or Frank were out here or, you know, or Robert, they'd be out here taking care of people. They'd be out here with smiles on their face. They would be having barbecues, you know. So that's my thing, man, that I have to think about if I was in their presence right now. Would I be doing the right thing? And that especially lately, man, that's really kept me on course, you know. It's I think that's a big thing. Do you think that's big, man? Is that what you're...
Yeah, you know, for me especially, you know, these guys, you know, they live life. They want you to live life. They want you to enjoy the time with your family. They want you out barbecuing because if they were here, they'd be barbecuing with you. You know what I'm saying? Like we did in Hawaii. Yeah. You know, that's one thing that was so nice about Hawaii because it was family. Yeah. Everybody became family because you're stuck on a rock. You know, so you got extra close with, you know, your team or, you know, your unit or your company, you know?
Absolutely.
And, you know, it just brings everybody's that much closer, and there's no reason to let it go. You can always pick up the phone, I'm sure. You know, like I saw my buddy Wellington, he's done all my tattoos and stuff, and he's came and visited my mom when she comes from Japan to visit me. Yeah. He usually comes down and to see my mom. You know, and we were in Hawaii together, and we used to go to the beach together with my parents, and then so when she comes to the States, he makes it a point to come see her, and then my mom slaps him because of tattooing me all up and stuff. She says we're gonna die because of our tattoos.
Someday you will.
Yeah, that's true. She's not lying there.
Hey, Mike, so hey, what do you have, man, for all the veterans out there and their families, you know, for this weekend, man, like just to help keep them safe, something they could really think about?
What I would say is enjoy your time together. You know, I mean, there's enough fight and hatred going on, man. You know, with politics and everything. You know, everybody's fighting. No one can get along. You know, I just would like everybody to have some peace in their lives, you know, and just relax and enjoy each other's time and enjoy each other's company and learn to pick your battles.
Yeah.
Before, I used to not know how to pick my battles, and now I know if I should just shut up and do whatever it is and just let it go. It's 10 times easier instead of getting upset, blowing up on my wife or my kids. You know, it's better off just to do it myself instead of getting mad about it.
Yeah.
You know, and wasting the energy that way. So that's the biggest thing is take care of kids, love your kids, and love your families, and love your brothers and sisters.
Reach out to folks, man.
Yeah, and reach out and say hello.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, we lost, like me and Manzo, we lost Schaefer, you know. He was the other one on our team, and he killed himself, and there was no sign.
Yep.
You know, he was working for the post office, always posting funny stuff online, because I went over it and over it trying to see what I missed, and, man, I just didn't reach out and say, hey, you okay?
Yeah.
You know, he doing all right? So please reach out to your battle buddy.
Take care of your people in your lives.
Enjoy your weekend. Yeah, definitely.
Well, hey, Mike. Hey, I want to thank you for coming on, man. And
I appreciate it.
You know, like we were
Thanks
talking.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, hey, like we were talking, man. When you've got you know, more ideas on how to you know, to help veterans, man, then bring it on. Yeah. And you've got a topic. You know, give me a shout out, and we'll get on the horn and we'll talk it out, and then we'll come on and we'll record it, man, and we'll deliver it to the veterans that need it.
Okay, I appreciate that. And if you ever need anything, you know I got your 6. So
yeah,
just message me, whatever, brother. But man, it was great running into you again. Oh my God, I was in heaven when I saw you with Perchek.
Perchek's a good dude, man.
Video. Yeah, man, I loved him. Oh my God, I love him to death. Man, he does a good Johnny. I miss his singing when he does Johnny Cash.
We need to get him on here so he'll sing.
Yeah, definitely.
He'll do it. He'll do it too.
Yeah, definitely. I miss his voice.
All right, Mike. Hey,
for sure.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for coming on, brother. And hey, we're gonna have you on again, man. Like I said. And hey, have an amazing weekend, brother. Amazing weekend.
Yeah, you too, brother. And thanks for the opportunity to help others. And please reach out if you guys need anything. I'm available 24/7. Just look up Michael Hodge on Facebook, and I'm available 24/7. No sense in losing another life.
Absolutely, brother.
When there's someone there to help. So.
Absolutely. All right, man. Thanks for coming on, brother. And I'll talk to you here later. All right.
Okay, sounds good, brother.
Thanks, man.
All right, man.
Hey, everybody. That was Mike Hodges coming on the show, keeping it real, talking about his experience. Share this episode. All right. There's a lot of stuff in here that needs to be shared with other veterans. So share this episode. Let's get it out there. Hey, I've got once again, in keeping with what we do, we're going to take you out with Buffalo Commons. This is them singing The Traveler.
I was searching for a thing.
folks, I got to tell you, I love this song. And, hey, we're going to get Tyree Woods on here. I'll somehow get him on here. But, hey, everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe. Look out for each other. And once again, if you need anything, reach out. We're always here for you. All right. Heart of Volunteer, copyright 2019.